All right, we got another banger video, man. We talking about failure, dealing with failure, setbacks, and when you take losses in life. I'm going to go over some things, that I've experienced, how I've dealt with failure in my life, setback, taking losses. This is the thing you got to understand, you know what I'm saying? Everybody at some point is going to experience setbacks, failures, losses in your life, man. No matter who you are, some of the most successful people, man, in their life, that one failure that they may have taken, that may have been the push that they needed to elevate and to get in positions, to be where they're at in life, So your mindset, I always say in these videos, man, your mindset is everything. Your attitude and how you approach everything, Failure is your friend, You learn to stop thinking less of yourself, thinking you're a failure, and to use that failure as motivation to grind harder, to hustle up, and to win anyway. That's what it's all about. I never look at failure as a loss. I look at it as a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've had plenty setbacks in my life. These are some of the things, though, I've learned from taking failures and going my setbacks in life. Failure is not the end, but only the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like I mentioned, every loss you take, every failure you take in life, it's an opportunity to learn about yourself, to see, what went wrong, as far as your plan, how you attacked, what you did, your choices, your decisions, and to move forward, man. And, even if you have to take 2 steps back, go back to the drawing board, sit down at the table and come up with your strategy, rework your strategy, retool your plan of attack. It's nothing wrong with that. You got to look at some of the greatest people, man, some of the greatest actors, some of the greatest athletes in the world. They took plenty failures before they got to where they're at, man. I think of people like, Michael Jordan. He got cut from his basketball team when he was in high school, right? Tom Brady, he got drafted in the 7th round of the NFL draft. Look at Tyler Perry. He was sleeping in his car, homeless, before he hit big with his movies and his plays. He threw, I think he was down to his last $10,000. I read this article about him, and he threw a play, and he spent all his last remaining dollars on that play, and it turned out to be a success. So if they can do it, anybody can do it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, there's different levels to this. You know what I'm saying? You may go at it with everything you got. You throw everything. You got the best strategy. You may never reach their level of success, but that doesn't mean you can't be successful in your life. You know what I'm saying? So you got to learn to train your mind to treat failure as a lesson, not a loss, man. It's an opportunity to get better, to come back. I think back on my life. I've taken plenty failures, losses, setbacks over the year. I think of, I got a DUI back in 2016. I think of, I did get hired the first time I applied for my job. I wanted to get on with the federal prison system. I did get hired the first time around. I had something on my background as far as my work history that disqualified me. So I didn't get picked up. They told me I had to wait a whole another year to reapply, Did I give up? Did I start thinking less of myself, get depressed, get sad, discouraged? No, none of that, man. I stayed in it to win it, and I bounced back, and I came back stronger. I stayed, so when I didn't get hired at the first time around, I worked at my county jail for another year. I kept my head down. I stayed focused. I didn't get discouraged, didn't get upset, things like that. And when the year mark came, I reapplied. And guess what? Boom, I got hired that time like that, man. So I was in there, Sometimes it takes a little longer. The path in your life, your journey in life, it may take a little longer. You may have to go an alternate route, man. It's never a straight and narrow route to your destination. There's going to be bumps along the way. You may have to come to a dead end, and you got to find a detour. That's a part of life, bro. You just got to keep going. You got to keep trucking. You know what I'm saying? This is the next thing, man. Failure is not personal. It's universal. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, nobody is perfect. Nobody is immune from taking failure, taking losses, having setbacks. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You never want to be embarrassed. You don't have feelings of doubt, hopelessness, being sad, depressed, angry, none of that, man. You, like I said, be proud, that you had the courage to do what you tried to do, even if you did fail, because this is a thing. A lot of people out here in society, they're scared of failure. They're scared of rejection. They're scared of what people are going to think, so they never try. So you just alone trying, hopping off the porch and trying, even if you do fail, you've done something that majority of people don't have the courage to do. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, never be embarrassed, man. Be proud of what you tried to do, and like I say, use that failure as the jet fuel, the rocket fuel you need to succeed anyways. When people tell me no, I face rejection, failure, setbacks, stuff like that, man, that's just adding fuel to my fire. Now it's like, I feel like I have something to prove. I got a chip on my shoulder, so I go about it as I'm going to attack. I'm going to be relentless. I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to win regardless. I'm going to find another route, man. This route didn't work. Okay, cool. I'm going to find a detour and I'm going to run. I'm going to sprint so I can catch back up and get back on my path. And once I get on and I get up there where I need to be, I'm going to shock the world. I'm going to prove everybody wrong, man. I'm going to prove all the doubters, whoever, hey, I don't care, bang. They said, no, I'm not good enough. No, we don't want you. It's all good. I know my blessings going to come regardless, man, because I got that hustler's mentality. I got that winner. I got that go-getter in me, man. I got the dog in me. I won't give up. You can't lose if you don't give up. You know what I'm saying? Like I mentioned, some of these athletes, man, like Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, they didn't win every year. For a fact, we seen that. They didn't win every Super Bowl. They didn't win every NBA championship. But when they lost, they got right back in the lab. They got to working on their game, perfecting their craft, and they came back a year or two later and they won again. They right back on top. You know what I'm saying? That's how the game go. You got to stay in it to win it. You can't just be along the ride for the good times. You got to be along the ride for the bad times. You can't be quick to jump the ship at the first sign of turbulence. You see a storm coming, now you want to jump ship, man, and you want to go the easy route. I want to take the hard route, man. I want to go through them storms because I know it's always sunshine at the end of them storms. You know what I'm saying? I like to take my lumps on the chin like a champ. I take the wins with the losses, man. You can't just, like I said, be along for when everything's going good, the confetti's floating down, everybody's having a good time, everybody drinking champagne, eating cake. You got to be along when the times get hard, when it's like damn near feast or famine out here. Like damn, man, stuff's slowing down. It's starting to get cold out. It's that winter grind. That's when I lock in harder, man. When I start to face them uphill battles, because this is a thing I learned too in life, When stuff starts to get hard, that's probably your final test before you finally elevate and get to where you were trying to be at. You try to get to that goal. That's when you finally lock in harder. And once you do, it's like, boom, you there. Some people give up before they even get there. They don't know. They probably that close, man. It's this picture I see online. I can't remember it's like a meme. And there's a dude, he's mining it's like a cartoon illustration. He's mining for diamonds, right? And he's like almost there in the cartoon, but he turns around and he gives up. And like the diamonds are right there on the other side of where he's mining at. You can't tap out and give up, man, because you don't know how close you are to reaching your goal. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep going no matter what. You can't, no surrender, no retreat, man. That's my attitude every day, man. No matter what I'm faced with, I could be the underdog in the fight, man. They're going to have to carry me off the battlefield because I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep fighting for what I deserve, what I feel I'm entitled to in this life. You have to go after it. If you don't go after it, ain't nobody else going to go after it for you. There ain't no handouts out here. There's no free lunches. There's none of that, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't take anything from this video, I want you to take this, man. You have to remember at the end of the day, failure is your friend, not your enemy, man. Use those losses, use those setbacks, to keep going and to keep learning, keep growing as a person, man. It's a lot of valuable lessons and wisdom from taking losses in life. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't tap out, like I say, if you don't give up, you can't lose. So just don't give up. Just keep going no matter what. no matter what, you have a bad day. Every day ain't going to be good. You know, we're going to have bad days. We're going to have ups. We're going to have downs. Just keep going no matter what. Just have that tunnel vision and just stay locked in on your goals and watch what's going to happen, man. I don't know how long it's going to take. It may be 6 months from now, a year from now, 5. It could be 5 or 10 years, man. It's never, a lot of people, man, yet you see that are successful. They didn't just come up overnight. They didn't just burst onto the scene out of nowhere. It was a long, steady, consistent grind. Man, it took them a couple years. Then it's like all the fruits of their labor, the hard work, the efforts, the sacrifice, the grind, it finally started catching up to them, and it finally started to pay off. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel at The Ghetto Body. Better follow me on Instagram, TikTok at The Ghetto Body, but I got the merchandise for sale on my website. Shop with me on my website, man. Y'all got any comments, any input, any thoughts on this video you want to add to, you know, drop a comment. You got any ideas or topics for future videos you want me to do, drop a comment. I'll be sure to get back with you as soon as I can. Y'all know how we coming. Let's get motivated